Hi, mystery writers! Welcome to Mystery Fix. My name is Sarah Altair, and today we're going to talk about challenging your protagonist, the sleuth. You really want to make your sleuth reach for a solution because without problems, which create tension in your story, your reader's going to be bored, and you really don't want that to happen. So, creating a great mystery for readers depends on page-turning events in your story, and you create tension with challenges to your sleuth. And each time you create a challenge, your reader keeps reading to see how your sleuth gets past a stopping point. That point may be small, as small as a suspect hesitant to answer a question, to a life-threatening event with an opponent. And the events may vary in intensity depending on your subgenre of your mystery, but every story needs challenges to the protagonist. Your challenge as a writer is to create hurdles in your storyline, and the more the better. So make your sleuth work hard for that final resolutions. So there's several ways you can do this, and three plot devices for giving your sleuth a tough time are complications, roadblocks, and reversals. And in your story crafting process, brainstorm as many ways as you can to frustrate your sleuth. I can't tell you how important that is. It's just like give your sleuth lots of trouble. So let's look at each of these devices. Complication. A complication is an event or factor that slows your detective's progress. And as your sleuth attempts to discover the villain, things get in the way. And these things are just things that slow your sleuth down. So he goes to his car to go look at something, and the car won't start. And so that's a complication. He's got to deal with the car not starting before he can actually go do what he planned to do. Or a neighbor or a colleague interferes because they need his help for something, or they just want to talk, or they can't get into their apartment. It can be something simple, but it's something that gets in the way and slows down your sleuth. And even in forensics, maybe waiting for test results, and those test results take a long time to get back. So complications are anything that slows down your sleuth's progress. And they're often daily events that happen at an inconvenient time. So just when your sleuth is ready to, oops, something happens that slows her down, and the result in your story is you've delayed the sleuth's progress. Roadblocks are just that. They stop your sleuth. They're just dead in his tracks. It isn't that he slowed down. It's that, whoops, he can't get past this thing, whatever it is. So they're impediments to your sleuth's progress, and these are points in your story where your sleuth has to change direction. As the roadblock's in the way, and now he's got to go around it, find a different way to get to his solution. So, and they often occur at major plot points in this story. So for example, he follows a hunch or clue to the ultimate end, only to find it has no bearing on the murder. Or he reviews the suspect's statement and he has another question, and when he goes to interview the suspect, they've left town, or even have become another murder victim. And boom, he's just not going to get that answer from that source. So once your sleuth encounters the roadblock, you take the reader in a new direction. Reversals alter your sleuth's course into the opposite direction. He's like going this way, and then a reversal sends him back. Oftentimes he has to go back to rethink something. So, for example, if she's gaining traction, a new circumstance shows she needs to rethink everything. She was so sure that this was the way she was going to get to solve the clue, and then nope, this reversal says, you're totally on the wrong track. You need to go back and rethink everything. So a reversal increases the stakes and sends the story in a completely new direction. And there are physical reversals and emotional reversals. So you can use both of these. So emotional reversals create a clash between your sleuth, the protagonist, between your inner goal and the outer goal. So you may have ethical or moral considerations about doing something, but it seems like the only way to get an answer, that would be an emotional reversal. He just can't do it because he doesn't believe that that is the right way to go about things. So, for instance, although your sleuth has some success, a roadblock makes her feel she cannot find the killer. And this is often a strong story midpoint, when right in the middle, it's just like everything is not getting your sleuth where she wants to go. And another reversal is the sleuth discovers his right thinking is all wrong, and he has to start over. So the sleuth has to reverse, just go in reverse and go back to review everything that he's done so far, because the path that he was taking is not the right path. And also, because you have other characters in your story, a teammate has a mismatched agenda that reverses all the previous help. So all the time that one of the characters seemed to be helping your sleuth, in fact, it's untrustworthy. And so your sleuth has to reevaluate everything that has come from that particular character. And of course, there is one final reversal that all your readers are waiting for, and that is the final discovery that alters the sleuth's perception and changes the discovery journey to the one of revelation. And this is a positive new direction. So don't forget that the revelation is also a reversal. All the things that have been going wrong, all of a sudden, boom, something clicks and your sleuth figures out the story. So your aim in creating an intriguing mystery is to create obstacles for your sleuth. And as your story moves forward, create obstacles that increase in difficulty and challenge for your protagonist. So they can be small at the beginning, and they increase in difficulty as your story progresses. Complications, roadblocks, and reversals create story tension, and that tension complicates the mystery-solving puzzle. There's no set order of how you use obstacles, and at each stage of your story, think of the worst outcome your sleuth could have for their current course and set the challenge, and your readers will thank you. They will appreciate all the challenges you create. So, and then I want to mention that each scene is a mini story that requires an obstacle. So within each scene of your story, there's something that halts your sleuth. So if you have a chapter with 3 scenes, each of these scenes will present a hurdle for your sleuth. So within the chapter itself and each scene, there are these hurdles, these obstacles that your sleuth has to overcome. So just keep challenging your sleuth and make sure that within each scene of your story, you have some kind of obstacle that your sleuth needs to overcome. And that's the way that you build tension and keep your readers reading, because those challenges are challenges to your reader. And then I just wanted to mention that this week, Patreon supporters have a new video about my writing process and how I work behind the scenes. So if you'd like to find out more, be sure to support me on Patreon. It helps keep these videos coming. And thanks again. Keep writing, and I will see you next time.